Do you remember when Obama's daughter got caught smoking weed at 13 years old?
Yes.
Do you remember what Obama said?
What?
Obama said, you know, the struggles of being a teenager, I remember I went through it myself as well. You know, as a family, we love her, and we're going to get through this. And papa, you know what we said as an audience? What did we say?
Okay.
Okay, cool. You know what? Cool. Moved on.
Yep.
When Bill Clinton, I did not have, you know,
sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
Yeah,
I might be quoting Chappelle.
Right. Anyway, so, and then what happened? You're like, dude, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
We don't say our son should be like you when they grow up, although he inspired a lot of people.
Well, half the country didn't care. The other half really, really cared about the BJ.
I don't care about McDougal. I don't care about
Trump's lady.
Stormy. I don't care about any of that stuff. Listen, if you, and by the way, the whole role model situation, yeah, there's an element of a president being a role model. I totally agree. There's an element of the governors being a role model. I get that. But I want to make sure you got good policies to get good results. This is why when people say, how can you with Trump? I like his policies. That's all it is. I like his policies. His policies were very effective for business. It was a lot more peaceful until COVID took place. So, but even if you go back to Reagan, imagine you have a son and you name your son after you, okay? And you name him Ronald Reagan. And guess what? The kid you named after you hates your policies. Do you know that story? Do you know Ronald Reagan's son,
Jr.'s.
Ronald Reagan Jr., completely disagrees with his father? You know, what did media do?
He's an atheist now, I believe.
Yeah, he's you know, but guess what? Guess what American people said? Look, everybody has issues with their kids. Sometimes you have it. Sometimes some kids want to do this. Hey, no problem. We understand it. Hey, why aren't you wanting to cover this story here?
But Pat, can I pose maybe an opposing view? There is a difference between the actual man, the president, and what they do. Like you brought up McDougal, Trump, Stormy Daniels, Trump, Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, right? Reagan, he's allegedly had affairs on Nancy, versus the kids. Like you brought up one of the Obama daughters smoking weed, or even Hunter smoking crack, or even stuff that Eric Trump allegedly did, what have you. There is a difference between the president and what they do and their kids. Can't control what the kids do. I don't condone some of the stuff that Hunter's done, for sure. It's not a good look for the country. But it's not like it's the president doing those things.
Well, Adam,
right?
if I was a guy who would make short clips, I would take what you just said, and I would take what you said a week before about guns, that if something kid does, the parents should be held accountable, and that contradicts itself.
Well, if you murder somebody.
Well, but what are you talking about? You're doing stuff to 12-year-old girls. I mean, these are minors. Well, some people would say this is worse than murder.
What do you mean 12-year-old girls?
You haven't seen what 4chan brought up yesterday with links on this guy visiting?
I don't follow 4chan, no.
No, I don't either. I don't even know who 4chan was until yesterday. But 4chan, they came out and they said, you know, they found links of this guy visiting, watching porn with 12-year-old girls. Okay, so anyways, that concerns
No
me.
doubt Hunter Biden's a freaking creep.
Yeah,
but can you imagine if this was Bush? I mean,
but to your argument, to your point that you made just a week ago, it is your. I didn't say my point. This is your point. To your point, you said if the son does it, parents needs to be held accountable.
I still stand by that comment.
Then,
if your kid is gonna go out there, and we're talking about the latest thing in. Where was that? I can't. There's so many. There's so many goddamn mass shootings these days that I can't even keep up. But if you're gonna go ahead and take 7 people's lives, yeah, we're gonna hold your family accountable. So okay, so I'm sticking with that.
Let me ask you a question.
But that's different from what the president's kid
tell
does.
that story. What? No. You don't get. Look, we all contradict.
That's murder. That's something that you're taking people's lives.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What's
whether your kid does drugs or not? That's a different story.
I didn't say drugs. I didn't say drugs. Murder is murder. Totally get it. What about a 50-year-old man having sex with a minor?
Should go to jail.
That's it.
I don't know. What do you?
Should there be an accountability for the father?
No.
But there should be accountability for the person that killed.
I think the age.
Yes.
But by the way,
mass murder has different.
Not mass murder. How about murder period? How about murder period?
No, I'm talking about mass murder of innocent people. That should. we're conflating two different things. I see what you're saying here. You do have a point.
Yeah.
You're basically saying, Adam, you're kind of contradicting yourself right here. Because accountability should be held to the parents.
All I'm saying,
I'm talking about accountability for mass murder. You're talking about gun violence.
So it's kind of like, son, please don't kill more than one person, because if you kill two, I'm also going to jail. Just kill one.
Something needs to be done with mass
I get that. All I'm saying is, like, look, sometimes I'll give ideas, okay? And I'll go in a room and I'll say, I want you to be devil's advocate, argue my arguments. Just debate me, right? Because I want to know if I have any leaks in my argument. Okay, you said that last week. People thought about it. It created a bunch of attention. It was, oh, you know what? Parents should be held accountable if that's the case. Okay, that comes a week later. If this is true, should he be held accountable for what his son did?
He's not a child.
Who's not a child?
Hunter's not a child.
He's not a child. Yeah, he's not.
He's not living at home and
But these people are also not children that he was talking about last week that are doing a mass shooting. They're also not 13, 14 years old. They're also grown men and men that are doing this.
Arguably grown, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids.
I think the life experience that takes place in the 30 years age difference between the recent shooter and Hunter, I agree. I think that there's certain accountability, especially if the raising of that child is so close to that period of time. I think Hunter's been Joe's bagman for the past 25 years, so I don't think there's been any upbringing or raising coming from Joe. I think it's a power dynamic where Joe's the boss and Hunter's the worker.
I think you guys completely missed my point. I'm on the same page with that. His point last week was parents should be held accountable for what the kid does with mass shooting. That's his point last week. That's what I'm saying. For me, what Hunter did is what Hunter did. I just said what Obama's kids do is what Obama's kids do. What Ronald Reagan, you do what you got to do. You know, the minor stuff. That's very sensitive to parents and all that stuff that you go through. But to him, if he did do what he did, and all these things that are coming out with his involvement with politics, with Zelensky, with Ukraine, why you're so protective. It's a little bit weird when you're very, very protective of somebody all of a sudden. You ever had a situation where something happened and one of the guys is all of a sudden overly protective of a girl? You're like, hey, bro, that's a little, well, no, dude, you've never talked like that before. How did you all of a sudden become so protective of Ukraine? Like, do you have some lineage? Did you do Ancestry.com and they said you're 62% Ukrainian and you're like, I don't know. What happened there that you're so that's the part where there's a little bit of speculation, and I would like the professional investigative journalists to go out there and do some investigative journalism. That's all it is.
I just don't think anything is going to happen. Like, and I was thinking about this: if Trump wins this next presidency, even if they do an investigation, Joe he won't be the president anymore. These people nothing happens. Nothing ever happens to these people. And we have the proof. You know it. He's seen a lot. We're seeing, like, he's smoking crack every day. There's another video where he's weighing like 20 grams of crack cocaine with the girl, and nothing's gonna happen.
Let's be frank about this. This isn't just any father-son duo, right? So Hunter Biden is smoking a lot of crack, right? And he just weighed out, as Vinny said, 20 grams of crack. Joe Biden wrote the original legislation with mandatory sentencing laws for crack cocaine, saying if you had 5 grams, you got 5 years, mandatory, no probation, no nothing. No wonder
Hunter's pissed off at him.
Okay. Secondly, Hunter Biden has lied on a federal gun form. Right, he purchased a weapon and lied on the gun form and then threw the weapon in the dumpster. It's like I do think there is a point to where Joe Biden has to be held accountable for some of this.
I don't disagree with that part. I agree with that part. There needs to be accountability here, but regardless, there needs to be investigative journalism.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.